All right, folks. I finally got my 50th crown. I got some people to thank. I've had some really amazing players that I've piggybacked off of, and I've learned a lot. I've only been playing since February. I never had any experience with first player games. Mostly just sport games and I'd play a little bit of campaign on a war game or something. I got to putting these videos up for my grandchildren. They really like them. And, my son, love him or hate him, it depends on what day of the week it is. He's really got me up to speed on this game as far as trying to figure out what to do and how to do it and when to do it. The thing about my son is he's a anvil and hammer kind of guy, which he's really good. I mean, that's unbelievable. The people he plays with, they play that same style. So I try to keep up the best I can. My hands don't work as fast as they should. Sometimes, my reflexes aren't what they used to be. So I do pretty good on solo because I can do what I need to do in order to potentially get a win. Use strategy. Sometimes my hands are hurting. When they're hurting, then I'll drive. That's how I got my first crown. I learned that since my hands hurt, and I got carpal tunnel from being a throttle jockey. I was a locomotive engineer for, 25 years. Well, not quite that long. I was a promoted engineer when I was 21. Had 25 years service. Anyway, it's got my hands in a sad shape. But there's no excuses. You do the best you can do. You try to master whatever craft it is that you're doing. I've always been that way. I've been nonstop on this game trying to get better. And get better and get better. And that's with anything I've ever done. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to be I just don't know. This game is a different animal. Whenever I first started playing, I was getting wins because I was doing stuff that nobody else was doing. That's because I didn't know how to play. Like, the strategies and stuff. So I was a wild card. After a while, being the wild card didn't work as much. Because I started trying to learn how to play the game like the people I'm playing with are playing it. So the wild card that was in me is out. Now, the thing about this game is there's so many different ways to play it. You can play it the anvil, I call it anvil and hammer. That's where you just want to get as many kills as you can get. And maybe you win, maybe you don't. If you can land in a field and you pop off 10 kills right away, like you could last season, it was great. Because you could just land in the fields, and you get the 10 kills, and you just know that you're going to pull out a win. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Get locked in. That's a really hard thing to turn on and off. Now, these people that are professionals at this and win these tournaments, I salute you. I understand about muscle memory and how you don't think. You just do it. But now to be able to come out here as a solo or a duo or a quad or squad or trio and you come out with 30 plus wins or kills in a game, that's really something to see. There's been a lot of players besides my son. So he's 25 and now I'm playing video games with 25-year-olds. And that's cool, but, it's really fun. Playing games with kids makes you feel like a kid. But, there's just so many people to thank. That it's crazy. You get, I don't understand why, I'm not really that great at this game. I've got people that I really enjoy playing with, and I know that sometimes, I'm holding them back, but they still play with me. And after I get in, I play maybe 3 or 4 games with somebody, a squad or whatever. I get locked in pretty good with them. I get real lazy playing with these killers that I've been playing with, because all you got to do is stay. You just have to stay up. If they don't have to revive you, they're shoe-ins. It's unbelievable, the reflexes on these people. Anyway, I finally got my 50th crown today. I worked at it and worked at it and worked at it. I had a real shot at it this morning when I was playing solo. Somebody joined my party and started talking to me, and one thing led to another. I get distracted pretty easily too. But that's okay. My son come on. We played a couple games. We got that 50th win. We ended up not having to win 2 games in a row. I managed to get, we killed someone holding crown. I picked it up. Kept my feet up for the whole game. Well, at least where it counted. Now, I don't know where I'm going to go. I'm the kind of person that really, really, really gets into something for a long time or a small amount of time, and I'm really hyper-focused on that one thing. Well, I really like this game, but I'm not nearly as hyper-focused on it as I was. Now, a lot of people know me. I like to mess around with stocks. I like to lift weights. That's something I got out of. I'm planning on getting back in on Monday. And I just recently discovered social media. I mean, I've had Facebook. I was probably like the last person to ever have Facebook. And not only that, I was like the last person that on this earth that even had that got Wi-Fi. My children were in 6th or 7th grade before I got Wi-Fi. So I held on the cell phones. I held on to my pager longer than anybody. But I'm coming around. I'm trying to learn to edit. That's something I just picked up today on the Share Factory. All the stuff that I've been putting out there is pretty much just been unedited. And so this is something new. I thought that I would just go ahead and commentate. I'll just tell you what was on my mind while the game was going on. We'll see how that goes. If I had to, some people's great people on this game. I mean, it's unbelievable. You get to playing with them, and you just click, and it just works. Everybody can't be killers. Somebody's got to be the backup. And when you're playing with a bunch of alphas, my goodness, it's insane. The reflexes, unbelievable. Well, it goes without saying, like I said, love him or hate him, and it just depends on the day of the week. He's my son. He brought me up to speed on this game. He introduced me to a lot of his friends. So that's been going on. I played for the last month with the same 2 people, or my son, almost every night. And these people are stone cold killers. Now, I played with a guy over in Canada, and he's relaxed and chilled. He always takes time and shows me strategies and things. And that's where I'm at. I got to strategize as an older person with lesser reflexes. And I've got to strategize in order to win when I'm playing solo. And there's just so much to this game. There's so many different layers. I don't know what I'm going to do whenever we have to start picking up ammo again. Some way that's good, some way that's bad. As it's not even an issue as you get on toward the final 10. Everybody's got as much ammo as they want. They've been able to pick it up as they got their kills and things. Whoever designed this game was a genius. They cross-platformed it from, you can play it on the PC, Xbox, PS5, PS4, Xbox, whatever, and everybody can play together. An absolute genius. They gave you the ability to make this game your own by getting skins, getting things that you like, and they'll say that they don't make no difference, but there is little nuances here and there. I find glitches. It's amazing. I will put a glitch up on YouTube, and within, I try to go back to recreate it, and they fixed it. I don't know what kind of team they've got at Fortnite, but it's wow. That's all I can say. You can literally put a glitch up, and almost instantly they find that on YouTube or wherever you put it up at, and it comes off of there. Now, I mean to tell you, I have had the opportunity to play with some world-class players. I like to switch up regions. I'll go over to, I took it all the way out to Oceania. I don't know if anybody else does that. You can go over there, and there's a way where you can switch regions in your settings on Fortnite. And the further you go out, the more bandwidth you have to have. So normally it's say 54 whatever for where I normally play at. Now you go out to Oceania, it might be 220 from where I lived, or where I live. Now, believe it or not, I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure most of the time whenever I get in one of those games, they can hear me, but I can't hear them. I don't know why exactly. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. But those fellas out there are, you can go to Brazil, you can go to Asia, you can go over to Europe. I really like playing games over in the United Kingdom. It's fun. You get to meet people and talk to them. It's just crazy the way that this game's designed. Like I said, it took a genius to. I don't know if they sat down and decided that they were going to do this way, or if it just evolved. I understand the game's been out there since 2017. I didn't start playing it till this year. I'd seen shirts and heard people talk about it, but I'd never played it. Like I said, from a business standpoint, it's just mind-boggling. People go out and buy skins. They give you skins. Not a bad deal if you get the Fortnite passes and things. Now, is the skin going to make you better? No. But I can remember when I first started playing, I'd buy a new skin. Wow. You just knew you were going to come out and have a good game when you bought that skin. I don't know what, I've bought a skin before and got a win after I put that new skin on. I know there's more to life than this game, but it's something else. Now, how long I'm going to play it for, I don't know. I'm probably going to have to scale it back to maybe an hour or two in the morning, maybe a little bit on the weekends, because I have been spending entirely too much time. I'm retired, so that's not a problem, but I've been spending a lot of time on it. I do enjoy, like I said, meeting people. That's the funnest part about it. I met a kid named JD. I played with him yesterday. We got a crown, and I've got a grandson about his age, and I thought, well, he was just so happy to get that crown, and it made me happy that he got the crown. He was so happy. I mean, you really couldn't have. I don't think that you could have took him to Walmart and bought him anything he wanted, and he would have been any happier. Now, if you get a chance to help somebody, and help them, and if you, I don't know what to tell you. It's I like playing with the rowdy crowds at night. It's fun. In the daytime, it's fun just meeting people and talking to them. I just talk to them like I'm talking to you right now, making this video. Now I'm gonna call them the Carolina Mafia. Oh my goodness, they could take anybody and drag them across the game and put a crown on them. Now that's all I'm gonna say about that, because I don't want their heads to get blowed up. They won't be able to buy a hat to fit it. Well, anyways, so the guy from Canada, he knows who he is. He's showed me some strategy. I like that. I think he could probably play anyway, but he's really strategy. Strategy. Now, I don't know, like I said, what's going to happen. I've been trying all week to get those 50 crowns, and I finally got it. Now I feel like I'm just, I'm off duty. I've done what I needed to do. And that's how I am. I've got a personality that's just absolutely single-minded to get whatever it is that I want to achieve. I've always been that way. I take that after I'd say after my mother. Now my mother was a perfectionist. Now maybe she wasn't going to do 10 different projects at once. But if she done one thing, she done it better than anybody could. Whether it was decorating a cake, teaching school, or whatever it is she done. My daddy, he was a funny fella. One of the most, he was a genius. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. The way his mind worked, it was just unbelievable. I think if he didn't have a photographic memory, he was really close to it. This day and age is just mind-boggling to me. I'm going to be 50 in December, and for a person to be able to sit here at their house, and whether it be you're trading stocks, which I wouldn't advise that to anybody unless you've had some experience with it, leave that to the professionals, or playing video games. I've got some guys that I haven't been to the gym in a good while. Whenever I go back to the gym on Monday, it'll be just like I've been lifting with them. It'll be bad for a while. I'll be sore. I'll catch back up. And that's where the term beast mode comes from the gym. Because if I tried to do something, I eventually done it. If it popped a vein or popped the blood vessels in my eyes. I know that that's not the way a person should attack life, but that's how I've done it. It's just amazing to be able to sit here and to be able to, if you got the ability to financially, you can basically do anything you want to from the house. You can order food, you can order anything. I don't know if it's good or if it's bad, but it's just mind-boggling. I can remember playing the Atari 2600. Now, some older people probably will know what that is, but the young kids, all it was not even 1 gigabyte. It wasn't even like a bit. An 8-bit system was the original Nintendo. And this thing was probably not even a quarter of a bit, if that. I mean, it was even less than that. It was basically stick figures. And then we got the PlayStation. And, well, look at this. Wow. Right? PlayStation 5. I understand a 6 is coming out, but how can you get any better than this? And, my advice to anybody is to be you. I have lost out on so many opportunities trying to emulate somebody or take advice from them. And oftentimes, there's not too many people out there wanting to give you good advice. I've got people that's older in my life that have given me good advice, but the people that you run with in your same age categories and stuff, the things when you're younger you'll find is they'll be trying to hold you down because they don't know how you got where you got, but they're not where you got, so they're giving you bad advice. So my suggestion to young people, seek advice from people that know what they're talking about. Now, there are some young people that do know what they're talking about, but in my life, I've lost out on lots of opportunities. I've learned to be me and not worry about what other people think I try not to, whenever I'm making this content, I never went to the internet and looked at it and decided that I was going to do this because it worked for such and such and such and such. I didn't want to have any influence. So I just got on there and started making videos. Everything I put up there is pretty much unedited. It was only last week that I figured out, whenever I was using my phone and making YouTube videos, that I could pause the button and then start it back. Now, had I asked somebody, they would have went on and on telling you how you could do this and do that. I wouldn't have retained none of that. But figuring this stuff out on my own, thumbs up. It's going to be all original content, anything I put out there, I promise you. Because I have no influence. I try to put something out there that my grandchildren could watch. Now, if I was trying not to put a filter on it, I probably would be a YouTube sensation, a TikTok phenomenon, because I've got a personality like you've never seen. Some of the people that I play with seen it. I've got stories for days, but that's not for the YouTube channel or TikTok or anything. I am planning on doing an open mic night soon. That's something I always wanted to do, and I'm just going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to bomb or not, but I'm going to do it. So, thank you, Terry, for not divorcing me. I am going to cut back on my game playing. Thank the South Carolina Mafia. Thank my son. I got a guy out there in Hello, Wisconsin. He knows what I'm talking about. Canada. I'd love to play with those guys from Canada. Asia. Wild. I mean, it's unbelievable skills. The United Kingdom. Obviously, I like that the best because I can talk to them and understand them. But even with all that being said, you learn how to say certain words and communicate, even if you got a mic and you're playing with somebody in Brazil. You just learn. With that being said, that I got my 50th crown, and I'm going to put it in the books. Folks, I really, really, really enjoyed everybody I played with this season. I'll be out there. I'm just not going to be out there as often. So be you, be real, and be true to yourself.